Welcome into the Jam Happy Hour. It is Jana hanging out with you today, and we're going to be joined by our friends Loud City coming in here just a bit. I believe you guys are in Seattle, is that right?
Correct.
Yes, we are.
God bless technology. Thanks for jumping on the Jam Happy Hour with us today.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be here.
The fun thing about this hour is we just kind of get to come together as music lovers. Some of us wine lovers, some of us Loud City lovers, and we all get to know each other a little bit better. And let's say maybe our wine friends are here to meet you, or your friends are here to meet us. We're just going to hang out for an hour, play some music, and have a great time. So I hope you are fully prepared for some fun.
Oh, yeah.
If we have those people that maybe haven't really experienced Loud City just yet. And it's always such a tough question to be like, what's your sound? But like, what's your vibe?
For our music, we just try to do, it's kind of a crazy question to ask us right now because we've been coming off of a lot of production we've been doing for other people. We got a couple Grammy nominations, just, for beat work that we've done on albums and, things.
Look at that. He just like dropped that Grammy nomination, like right there. Nice.
Well, it kind of gives you an idea of where we're coming from. And then I've been writing songs for years. He's been engineering. He plays guitar. I play piano, both damn near our whole lives. And, this kind of new iteration of Loud City is just kind of like us taking all of these skills and pieces that we've learned along the way and then kind of refracting them back into just what we want to do and kind of what we feel like our sound should be. And it's all just, it's kind of off the hip and it's kind of, just kind of us trying to do something that we feel is kind of new and fresh and that connects and resonates with us, and it just gets us excited to want to share that with the rest of the world.
I think that's a really great way to be. And honestly, in this day and age, I think everybody's a little off the cuff and just kind of going with it. And, whatever feels good is a beautiful thing. So
That's right.
I know we're going to get into what, because I know, God, now you threw me off now because you're like into this and I was going to talk about this in the back, but let's just jump right in. What song would you like to play for us first tonight?
We're going to play a song called Burning. It's actually the first record that we kind of wrote and conceptualized in this new iteration of Loud City, so it seems like an appropriate place to start.
It's a great jump off. All right, well, take it away, Loud City. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Keep burning till it's over. The angel and the demons on my shoulders. Said she see my face on the poster. But you ain't gotta ask though. The bright lights go away. I wonder if heaven wanna take us. Cause thinking outside is getting dangerous. We're stepping out over the edge. We are not the same, no, it was not like that. $100,000 chance and it came right back. Everybody need cover when the rain don't stop. Pop the pyramid of life, looking down from the top. Yeah. Message on red, that's a run around. All these voices in my head don't wanna let them out. Don't play with me now. Got the sun in my face and the top laid down. Don't wait for me, no, not yet. Skating on ice, hope I don't fall in. If you still feel the same, don't lose my number. Ain't talking 99, no way. Yeah, gonna keep burning till it's over. The angel and the demons on my shoulders. Said she see my face on a poster. But you ain't gotta ask though. The bright lights go away. I wonder if heaven wanna take us. Cause thinking outside is getting dangerous. We're stepping out on the edge. Loud City, Jam Sellers. Alright. keep burning till it's over. The angel and the demons on my shoulders. Said she see my face on the poster. But you ain't gotta ask for the bright lights go away. I wonder if heaven wanna take us. 'Cause thinking outside is getting dangerous. So we're stepping out over the edge.
Yeah. All right, let me get the headphones back on here.
You still there?
Oh yeah, now I get it. Now I understand.
Cool,
There is a
cool.
lot of different sounds. There's a lot of different influences. Like you really can't peg that in any way.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. A little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And C and D, and the reverb's still kicking, which is a lot of fun. But you can hear all kinds of different influences there. And I think, like in the last couple of years, obviously all of our schedules changed so much and everybody became, somewhat stationary. We're back out there now, which is a lot of fun. But like when you guys were like at home and nobody's going anywhere, were you getting some different kind of musical influences coming in? Were you trying different things? You're like, okay, let's use this time wisely.
Well, usually we record other artists. We make the music and then we produce other artists. But during the pandemic, it was kind of like there was nobody coming through the studio. It was like we do work with people remotely too, but there was just that all that slowed down, and our songwriting, our production wasn't slowing down. So we were like, fuck it, let's stop outsourcing this to other people. Let's do it ourselves.
All right. And is that where we get some of this? Like, I'm obviously Burning It you just played, but have you kind of stockpiled all this stuff now? And you're like, okay, what are we going to do with it?
Yeah, we basically just spent we spent a few months just kind of like making all these records. We didn't really know what we were doing with them. We were just like, are these like demo records we're making, or is this just going to be like solo stuff? And as we kind of got more of it down, it kind of like painted a picture, and there was kind of a direction that kind of opened up with it. And we're like, okay, this is cool. Like, this is something I think we could do, just for ourselves, and actually have kind of some solo stuff where it's not like we're just doing the production and outsourcing the rest to other artists.
Is it hard to kind of switch your brain back and forth between working with others and working, for yourself? Is like, do you ever find like a nugget? You're like, I'm totally keeping that.
Well, they're all different nuggets. So we were talking about this the other day, and like, I like to write. I mean, it's one thing if you're going to write something for yourself, and then it's another thing if you're going to write something for other people. And it's fun to do things for other people too, because you get to wear a different hat. You get to play a character. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're acting in that.
I was literally going to ask you. It sounds like you're jumping into characters.
Totally. And that's kind of like where some of my writing stuff comes from. There's all these, different kind of like influences and ideas and stuff that are, some of them are like dissimilar lanes. And it's really nice and refreshing to be able to work on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I feel like you can get burned out kind of easy if you just stay always doing the same thing.
Right.
It's kind of nice to jump from different places, and then some of the things that you learn from playing those different characters can refract back into other characters,
No, that makes sense. And especially musically, when you've got so many influences coming into the sound, whether it be, through production or engineering, through the guitar, through the vocals, like it all can come together in all these different ways. Of course, you're picking up, whether you're in your Maroon 5 brain or if you're in your, ska brain or if you're in your like Rihanna brain, it's like you're going to pull in from all of that to create your own unique sound, which I think is pretty dope.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Do you play any instruments at all?
This is the only one I got right here.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah, you do a good job with it.
Well, thanks. Unlike you guys, like I was never musically inclined to pick up an instrument. And I've always been so jealous of people that can play a guitar, or play a piano, or even like play a trumpet. Like my brain never really worked that way. And you guys jumped right into music at a very early age.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of helps. I mean, my mom played piano growing up. That's actually like the family piano that was in my house when I was younger.
That's awesome.
And just like a quick side note, the piano sample in Burning was right when we moved that up here. We recorded just kind of like a freestyle take on the piano. And
love
then we
that.
ended up sampling that, and that turned into the Burning record.
That's really cool, and I love the kind of the history behind it.
But his dad grew up a super talented guitar player, and so yeah, we kind of got lucky. There's a couple of those influences that run in the family for us.
Was that intimidating? Knowing
no.
that, your parents had these amazing skills and like, here
No.
you come, or is it just something you just picked up?
Oh yeah, no, it's not at all. It was inspiring, if
Ah.
anything.
And it's interesting too, though, because you have, there's you're like area of musicianship, and like everyone has different places that they excel at,
Mhm.
and like I've always been more on like an improv kind of style of things, where it's kind of just like conceptually coming up with ideas and grabbing them.
What you're saying is you don't like rules.
I guess that's one way to put it. But the contrast to that is that my mom is like she can read music just beautifully. You could put Alicia Keys down in front of her, and she's never heard the song, and she plays it, And
Wow.
I couldn't necessarily do that, and then she couldn't do, she can't just, think of melodies and top lines. and
That's
chord
really
progressions
interesting.
off
I think
the
I should
top,
hang out
so
with your mom because I can't play anything, but I can read music.
You'd probably
That's
enjoy
really
it.
cool.
She's a lot of fun.
Yeah, neither of us are like classically trained. We're but we have a skill set that enables us to be able to make music. That is,
Clearly, you do. And I know we have a finite amount of time, so I would love to jump in on
let's go.
another song. What would you like to play for us second?
it's a song called Diamonds.
Sounds good to me.
Another new one. Yay.
Found myself in a yard sale painting. Don't know what year it was made in. First time I'd ever seen that shape before. Oh no, should I sit down? Got food on the table. Came up like dots on a radar. Just 100 more miles on the open road. Now the wolves outside, what you gonna do? In the full moon, running outside the walls. Storm clouds in the west, and you gotta go straight through. Looking for a way to get past the flaws. Like diamonds from the dirt, I must be out my mind. And even if it hurts, give me one more try. Bad luck and alcohol, holes in the boat. Ran my numbers, but the way won't flow. Signs and smoke, holding on to a miracle. Sunshine 120 on the pike, it's a good way to live, it's a great way to die. Yeah, I do what I say, yeah, I do what I like. Heard a voice telling me you shouldn't play what you like, no. A bunch of lies, what they told me. Rolling on the block, dark leaf and some OG. 100 on stacked up, get them now low key. Riding on the wall, telling me to go deep. Now the wolves outside, what you gonna do? In the full moon, running outside the walls. Storm clouds in the west, so you gotta go straight through. Looking for a way to get past the flaws, yeah. Like diamonds from the dirt, I must be out my mind. And even if it hurts, give me one more try. Bad luck and alcohol, holes in the boat. Ran my numbers, but the way won't flow. Signs and smoke, holding on to a miracle. Like diamonds in the dirt. Give me one more try. Give me one more try.
And we're back.
I felt we went on a space ride there for a little bit. There was some great pew pew pew.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We grew up producing a lot of reggae and dancehall music, and we also grew up DJing as well. And so sound effects like played a super crucial role in just all the DJing out that we did, and so we figured we'd incorporate a little bit of that into our live performance.
I think it's fun. I think it's actually like a little layer that maybe has kind of been missing for a hot minute, at least like in the top 40 mainstream realm of music.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
We
they
don't
kinda left
necessarily put it on every record we actually like put out, but for our live performance, it can go on everything. So
Oh yeah. It's like what's that? That is the one. That is the exact one right there. That's where the
loves
party just got turned
Sick.
up.
exactly.
If you guys are enjoying the music here in the Jam Happy Hour, get to know Loud City a little bit better on their Instagram. You can find them at Loud City Music, or right there. There you go, on the bottom of the screen, and also through their website and their music and their Spotify and their playlists and all that stuff too. Because the beauty of getting together and getting hooked up with some new music is getting out there and supporting them. And speaking of which, a great way to support your favorite band or your new favorite band is to get out and enjoy them live. Is there any plans to kind of get out and take this new music to the streets?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we got an upcoming show on December 15th. The Seahawks are playing the 49ers for a Thursday night game.
Nice.
And we're going to be performing at the Muckleshoot Plaza, which is kind of like on the north side of the stadium. So we'll be outside the stadium, while everyone's like walking in for that. So
That's going to be a good
that's,
time.
yeah, we got a couple other things in the works, but that's our next latest and greatest thing we're doing. So,
Are you into sports? You into football?
not so much football.
I mean, we like watching it.
Yeah.
As far as
You like going to the games?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, huge football fans. Obviously, the Seahawks has been an up and down ride
Yeah.
my entire life.
Aw.
But I mean, I think probably more so we watch a lot of basketball,
Nice.
UFC, a little bit of baseball here and there.
So, when you're not working at music and you're not, living life on some levels, is that kind of your escape, or what is your I work in top 40 radio, and when I want to get away from it, I'll listen to country, or I'll go into alternative, I'll go into rock, I'll go into a palate cleansing place where I don't have to hear it. Where do you guys go when you want to clear your mind from all the projects that you're working on?
Like musically, or just like
Just in
physically?
general,
What kind-
musically,
what kind
yeah,
of space
sure.
Are we talking about? I feel
Double-sided
like-
question.
Fishing. We love to fish.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
apparently do. I see your Instagram, and you're good at it too.
Yeah, that's him. He's the good one. I'm just learning, but he's teaching me.
I grew up. My parents were commercial fishermen, so I spent
Okay.
20 summers working on the boat up in Alaska, and
Wow.
lifelong steelhead trout fisherman here in Western Washington. So
They're so beautiful.
yeah, it's fun stuff. It's a little bit tough time of year right now. We haven't gotten any rain for a long time, so
Ooh.
everything's getting pretty low. Which
Well, and I just saw they canceled Alaskan crab season too.
yeah, there's some funny things going on. I'm not sure what that exactly has to do with, but yeah, that's definitely a bummer for real. I know a lot of guys
Well,
are dependent.
We won't get into the environmental conversation. We'll go back to our happy place.
Yeah,
What
let's
else
go
do
back
we
to
like to
music.
do in our
I
back to our happy place?
Well, I guess as far as like music and playlists and stuff, I tend to really just have all these. I put things together, and it's kind of based on like an energy or a feeling that I get from the song.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's super dissimilar. I mean, it's like Windy Renee back to back with Lil Uzi or something like that.
I love that.
Some people hate it though. A lot of people, if I play a playlist and stuff that I hate, it just switches around too much. I can get on it, but it makes sense to me. I personally enjoy that. If I got
You know what, if it makes sense to you.
What I'd do.
Same though. I mean, it's like if you got it, I have my workout playlist is probably similar to that. There's angry songs, there's happy songs, there's upbeat songs, there's
Yeah.
sad songs. It's like
But
all the
each
things.
every one of them gets you pumped up in a different way.
Exactly.
And sometimes you might have like a really slow kind of plodding ballad that would like do the same thing to you as something with like distorted guitars that's screaming in your face. It really makes you want to.
Yes, we got each other. You got to have those things. You got to be able to jump out a little bit and, kind of like cleanse the brain a little bit. But when you do dive back into the music, and obviously in this day and age, everything is so multifaceted. It's so 360 to use the term. So it's not just a song. It's a visual. It's a social media campaign. It's all the things. How do you feel about the whole 360 approach when it comes to this new music with Loud City?
It's great, and it's exciting to be able to like do all these other facets that are off of the music, from the graphics and videos and all these things.
Mhm.
Are actually the very first song that we released, "Running the Road." We made a hand-drawn stop-motion animation video for it.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, which was really cool. Very time-consuming.
I was about to say.
Insanely
Jeez.
But yeah, that was definitely like a labor of love that we did, because we were like, oh man, it'd just be cool to have, and it'd be like expressive and dope. So I mean, if you get a chance, go check out the Running the Road video on YouTube.
I love that. Is it on your, well, you can get the YouTube link off their Instagram, and everybody kind of goes straight to Instagram these days. So everything's linked up through there.
There's
Yeah,
clips
for
on
sure.
Instagram too if you want to check it out.
Oh, nice. I'm looking
Yes,
at it right
but I
now.
mean, yeah,
now I
there's-
want to go fishing.
Yeah, there's all these different aspects of it, and I mean, some of it we're pretty excited about, and sometimes it feels great to work on, and other times we just want to write more records. So it's kind of like balancing all those things together.
Well, I mean, I think the cool thing about social media is, I mean, obviously you are immediately connected with, you know, your fans and the people that are enjoying your music or, you know, wanting to get to know you better. But at the same time, you're always connected and they're always right there.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Again,
Curse and a
double edged.
I know.
But just going with the good side of it, though, it is neat that, like, in this day and age, like, if you wanted to put together a video, or if you wanted to put together, you know, a snippet of a song, like you see some artists doing it these days where they're actually building out their songs on social media. I know Ryan Tedder and Lucas Graham recently just did that. Charlie Puth recently just did that. How do you feel about that kind of thing where you can be so involved with your fans that you're literally putting it out there step by step by step, and they can actually kind of be a part of the process?
It seems fun for everyone involved. Yeah. It seems like
Yeah.
a great thing to be doing.
Well, as a music nerd who has no musical knowledge whatsoever, I mean, yeah, it was kind of neat to do, and obviously it's fun to follow along with you guys and your creative and what you're doing with the new music, as well as, you know, you got a great catalog of music too. Like turning back a little bit to, you know, previous years, like thinking of the sound that you had. Well, I hate the word, but pre-pandemic. So the sound that you guys were putting out pre-pandemic, but just what you were doing and working with others versus like what you're doing now. Would you say it's not a maturation of sound?
It's like we just turned a whole new corner, really, a whole new chapter, really. I mean, as
That's
far as
cool.
we're definitely incorporating aspects, you know, because we're producers at heart. But
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we've been making our bread and butter from reggae music for over a decade, basically. So this is you know, this doesn't really sound like reggae to me, you know.
You can hear it a little bit.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can hear a little tinge in there, but it's not
There's
like
an air horn.
Yeah, exactly. More like the sound effects. But yeah, as far as like the records that we're known for producing or that we've been nominated for Grammys for, you know, those are all in the reggae category. So this is definitely a step out of that for sure.
Well, I think that's a great transition point to maybe jump into our third song this evening.
Let's do it.
Sounds great.
All right, love it. Loud City here with us in the Jam Happy Hour. You guys enjoy.
A curse or a blessing. I'll take my chances again. No, I can't slow down. Love or obsession. It's been so long I may never find out. I don't know why I'm missing the cold and the rain. Watch the clouds rolling, calling my name. Another piece to the puzzle. I don't know what to believe. No way, no, you know the best part of it is never quite out of reach. No way, no. And maybe it's worth it, might never know now. I know it's not perfect, the best that I found. Thought I was searching, just messing around, and nothing was certain, the truth I announced. Skill class got hit with the lesson. 9/10 to the law like possession. From inception straight to possession. Yeah, I think I'm hooked on the question. Don't know why I'm missing the cold and the rain. Watch the clouds roll and the wind calling my name. Another piece to the puzzle. I don't know what to believe. No way, no, you know the best part of it is never quite out of reach. No way, no. Oh, where have I gone? Strong current, keep moving on.
I'm gonna need like 3 more minutes of that song. That was such a good vibe.
Right on, right on.
Hey, thank you.
I forgot to ask, what was the name of that one?
The puzzle.
The Puzzle. All right, I gotta put that on my my Spotify list. That's so good. So how was it? When you did you make the decision to go from like mostly production and working with others to stepping out and kind of doing your own Loud City thing? Was it like something that just kind of like progressively happened, or was it like, okay, it's time, we're ready, let's do this?
It progressively happened. I mean, there was stuff that, I mean, we'd done records, years ago. We'd had records that we'd done together. Some of them were like reggae and dancehall things. We've actually performed twice in Jamaica. Those are probably the only 2 live performances we've ever done. Oh,
That
and
had
I
to be
guess we
cool.
opened for Spice when she was in Seattle at one point in time. But yeah, so that we did that a while ago, and then we kind of just burned out on it and ended up, just kind of moving on onto different stuff.
Mhm.
And then this just kind of came up organically, and the musical path that we're on, it just kind of seemed like a logical step that we got to, and we
Yeah.
just kind of started doing it. And like I said, I've been writing stuff for a while, and then it kind of, I had a moment too where it was like, okay, if you're going to keep writing this stuff, and we're going to do this, you got to get better at singing and performing. So then that was a little bit of a step too, to be like, okay, now you got to be able to
Yeah,
deliver
if
some
it's
of this
not
stuff,
something
too.
that you're, initially comfortable with, stepping from, behind the keyboard and behind the sounds to in front of everything. I mean, that has
And I don't think it's really the comfort level, because I mean, it's just new skills that you're adding to what you're doing. It's just the experience, It's something I was like, oh, I haven't really done that a lot, and most of the time you see someone that's like up there singing and doing good with it, you're like, oh, they're a seasoned, they've been doing it for a while,
Right. I've
yeah, it's
learned
just-
that a lot of times there's still the butterflies, though. There's still the excitement, and I have to think that you guys.
You're trying to make me nervous now.
No, I mean, like in a good way. It's like it's not like a fear thing. Like whenever I have to get up on stage or to talk or anything, it's always like a healthy,
Yeah.
like, okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which
I feel like if you're not feeling that, you're dead inside.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of anxiousness to kind of
Totally.
get you ready to do something, for sure.
And fight or flight, it's important. Mother Nature,
Yeah. Well, we haven't ran away yet, so that's a good sign.
Excellent. Well, I know you've got, the show coming up, ahead of the game, and obviously there's plan to do more and more. Do you like, when you think of like the project and Loud City and the music, do you see it as more of like a studio based, putting out this great music, or do you see it as like, okay, we're going to move more into this live show realm?
It's just kind of yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. We're just gonna keep making music and getting better at performing them. It's we actually enjoy the performance aspect of it. It's just something that it's something we don't get to do a lot of. So whenever we get the chance, it's kind of an opportunity. We relish it a little bit. So I mean, yeah, we're excited to kind of just push forward on all those fronts at the moment.
Oh, I love it. I'm glad you're here performing with us today here in the Jam Happy Hour.
Yeah, thanks again for having us.
Of course, yeah. So we have much more music to come in the meantime. Are you guys wine guys?
Oh yeah, we like our wine. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
for sure. For
You
sure.
never know.
These bottles just arrived like yesterday, and we weren't even here yesterday,
Oh.
so we haven't gotten a chance to taste them yet. But I'm actually planning on cracking that cab tonight. So
Oh yes, the butter chardonnay and the butter cab are fantastic. The wine fairy decided to make a visit to your establishment in Seattle. I'm thrilled to hear that.
yeah, right here. Do you see them right here?
I do, yeah. We
yeah.
that yellow label. It's a beautiful thing.
It's hard to miss.
We have a tasting room here in Napa. If you guys have ever been out to Napa before,
Yeah, one time, definitely.
you'll have to
but
come
not-
back. You'll have to come and play and hang out in our beautiful music space.
I would love that.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah, well, if anybody would like to, if you're coming out to Napa and you're enjoying the Jam Happy Hour, please stop by and say hi. We're here. We're enjoying our wine and enjoying our music. I'm going to jump back in with Loud City here in just a second. But I heard this adage a long time ago, and I don't know how actual you're going to think it is. I think as a music programmer, I can kind of see it. But it's women hear lyrics when men hear music and the beats and stuff like that. So I always kind of feel like more often than not, like the women will grab the story of a song when the men will maybe go with the sound of the song. What do you feel about that statement?
I think that's definitely accurate to a certain extent. With that said, I've also heard that women gravitate towards bass, which is like as a mixing engineer, I've heard that a lot of times that women really gravitate towards really low end and
Yeah.
also like a high end sparkle. So if your record sounds really sparkly and shiny on
great.
top and heavy and rich on the bottom, females.
There's
tend to
so
like
many jokes I could go with right there that
I
I'm
know.
literally scrubbing my mind right now.
Yeah,
I like
definitely-
sparkly things.
Yeah, for sure.
I like low, big, bassy things.
Yeah.
Thanks.
For sure.
I tend to agree with that statement too. When you guys are coming up with songs, are you hearing kind of the story of the song first, or are you hearing the sounds of the song first?
Sounds of the song.
Because y'all are just musicians.
Yeah, a lot of times for a lot of the recording stuff, we try to get just like a real kind of knee-jerk first impression of like phrasing and melody and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then you don't really know what the words are going to be, and then the character, the phrasing, and the melody will kind of dictate what the song's about. And then
Right.
maybe you find some sort of kind of like freestyle some sounds and stuff, and then sometimes those sound like words, and you plug in those words, and you're like, oh, maybe make the whole song about this.
We basically just try not to box ourselves in at any one point in time. Even with the beat, we want to leave the beat as open, like the canvas as open as possible. You got to give
Sure.
yourself a little bit of an idea, a little bit of a path with some chords or something like that. But as far as we don't want to pigeonhole at any one point in time, just so we can, be open to the possibilities, I guess.
I love how
for
y'all
sure.
think of it in layers, between like the chords and the beats and this, like you're like making a musical sandwich almost.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we've kind of been a two-man band for a while, and
Mhm.
there's only so many elements that two people can add. You know what I mean? So we're kind
Yeah.
of just building on them all the time, basically.
And now you've got to find a way to take all of those layers and perform it, all at once. Like I see, you're back there, you're doing all the things between the guitar and you've got the mixer and all this stuff going
He's
on.
doing
Like,
the most.
Yeah,
it's
there's a lot
like,
going on with the
patting your
computer.
head and rubbing your belly.
It definitely feels like that.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Let's test you some more. Can we jump in on another song?
Yeah, this next one's called The Rush. I hope you guys like it. As a matter of fact, too, it comes out today.
Oh.
Friday. So go check it out on iTunes. This one and actually another song that we'll play here in a bit called "Speaking My Language" are both available as of today.
Yeah, we dropped
Awesome.
our latest single as an A and a B side.
I miss a good B-side. All right.
well-
Well, cool.
well,
Well, congratulations. Happy birthday to The Rush then.
Hey,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
on. Thank you.
you.
All right, here we go.
Glass of whiskey and she tell me that she ready now. I still can't remember, could you show me once again? We was on an island as the morning sun was rising. Now I can't keep hiding, no one day we're gonna let it all go. Sailing away, it was the first time I took a chance on your love. Now we're riding away, I know we'll find a way to make sense of it all. Now here come the thunder, we're chasing the rush. We're walking on water till we run out of luck. Remember when we couldn't wait to grow up? She wanted the world, but it was never enough. No, it's never enough. Chilling the best for later. Chill out once in a while. Smile like an alligator, teeth that were sharper than a crocodile. I underestimated the price you pay for waiting. Hard knock, don't stop. One day we're gonna let it all go. Sailing away. It was the first time I took a chance. Oh, whoa. Now we're riding the wave. I know we'll find a way to make sense of it all. Now here comes the thunder, we're chasing the rush. We're walking on water till we run out of luck. Remember when we couldn't wait to grow up? She wanted the world, but it was never enough. No, it's never enough. Oh, what could it mean? Yeah. Oh, where have I been? Was living a dream way out on a limb. Now what if I wake up? Don't want it to end. Now here comes the thunder, we're chasing the rush. We're
It's a really great sound. I am so glad you guys are here in the Jam Happy Hour with us this evening with Loud City. If you're just tuning in, we've just been hanging out with the guys, getting to know them a little bit better, and listening to some tunes, which we love to do here. Sipping on our favorite wines as always. But there's such a whole new group of people that are coming in music these days. The producers, the engineers, these kids that, unlike, us growing up, we had like maybe a record player, and obviously you had musical instruments in the house, or, it's the sounds and the ability to make sounds is so accessible now, like in a way that it's never been before, which is kind of cool, like, and amazing.
No, it's awesome. I mean, you could have some stuff on your phone that does, it does worlds.
You can make beats on your phone.
Yeah.
Totally. Like,
there's actually this thing you could even plug. It's like an AI thing that you could just tell it the style of beat, and it just programs a beat for you.
That's frightening.
Yeah, that part's a little scary.
That's how you get a TikTok hit. That's how you get, And what do you think about that, by the way? I always find this as a very interesting conversation. There are musicians that will put in years and years and years and years of work, and, nothing will ever, really go to a stratosphere, as far as, selling millions and this, that, and the other. So now you have these social platforms where you can just put out these beats, whether you manufactured them or not, something can catch on and off it goes. What's your opinion on that?
I think it's great. I mean, we love to see, musicians and creators getting paid and getting money, whatever they're doing, I don't think that I'm definitely not the person to like arbitrarily set a rule of being like, oh, well, you've done enough on your beat to deserve recognition for it. I mean, if you put it together on your phone, put it out and it's hot. I mean, you caught the current, you can't take that away from someone.
With that said, we have poured in, we grew up doing this before technology was so readily available.
Sure.
Certain aspects. I mean, certain aspects it was available, but not like it is today. And so we had to put in some time and energy into like really learning how to get shit off of a keyboard onto a computer, and
right.
a computer onto a CD, and from a CD to a car or whatever.
CDs.
Oh yeah.
I have this suitcase of CDs that I found the other day. It's like this thick. I don't even have a CD player anymore. How crazy is that?
I know.
We have hundreds of pounds of vinyl in the.
Yeah, we grew up DJing before people were using computers to DJ. So we had to buy all of our records on vinyl. That was the only way you could go out. So when we go to the club to DJ, we were like under the age of 21. We were like illegally going to clubs to DJ.
We had a promoter that booked all of that for us.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Awesome.
They didn't care. We showed up with all the vinyl, and they were like, "Oh, like
okay, go ahead."
Seems official, yeah." But we'd have to literally have like our buddies meet us, and we'd have like crates of records we'd have to carry in. And
I was literally picturing like the old Coca-Cola 2-liter crates that you would get from the store, packed with vinyl, heavy as all get out.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
And
now you carry everything.
Yeah. Exactly. Just right there.
That's awesome. I mean, it's pretty cool to be able to access so much music just in the palm of your hands like that. I mean, there's
it is
no
pretty cool
about that.
I have a girlfriend here. I'm in Florida currently, and she works down in Miami, and she actually teaches a DJ camp for girls, and
cool.
teaches them like how to get the sounds and how to do the the producing and the engineering. So kind of circling back around to my original question, when it comes to putting music together, obviously you guys are great musicians, but is the time of like the full-on band. You don't have to have the guitar player, you don't have to have the drummer, you don't have to have the bass player, you don't have to have the keyboard. It's like you can really make any sound in any way now, making music accessible to absolutely everybody. And I think you guys are a really great example of showcasing that you really can do like this big sound even just with the two of you.
Absolutely. But with that said, I think it really does help that we do have some like, foundation with actual real instruments, so that when we do go and sit down at a keyboard that has, string sounds or bass sounds or drum sounds, whatever it is, at our fingertips, even though we're recording everything piece by piece, we actually have an idea of like, I play the bass as well. So when I sit there and program a bass line, I'm thinking about it from an actual perspective of how I would play it on the bass and try to realistically create that on the keyboard. And then I have more freedom too, because maybe I'm not the best bass player like on an actual bass, but on a keyboard, if I fuck up, it's really easy to correct it. So
that's crazy. You really do like play a ton of instruments.
Yeah, vicariously via a keyboard. Yeah, exactly.
Technology.
Technology is a beautiful thing, and it makes it accessible. Obviously, I mean, like your music, you can put a song out on any platform that you want, and it's going to be around the world in the matter of like a hot second. Which
Although all of our distributors really like it when we give them 4-week lead time. So, so anytime we used to like to just be like, oh, this is a hot record, let's put it out tomorrow, and they'd be like, come on, guys, don't do that.
Yeah,
to
we
us.
need a little bit of lead time to do all the promotions. And
I think there was a little bit of leeway there in the pandemic when all the rules were off, but now everybody's like back in the game. So yeah, they're like button it up.
Yeah.
Don't do that. We've got, we've got about 20 minutes left, and I definitely want to get into some more music. So what would you guys like to play for us next?
The next song is actually the A side. That was the B side we just played, and this is the A side. This is "Speaking My Language," which also just released today as well.
The other musical baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They're twins.
Awesome.
Yep. Cool.
Well, if today St. Peter don't call my name, then I'm calling little mama with the good cocaine. She got a real nice job, just not that smart. I had to find my way on a paper chart. It took 36 months, but I won't complain about the 3 long years straight down the drain. I need $500, only told my car. I had a tough pill to swallow, but it never stopped. Now you speak of my language. That beautiful pain I can't forget. So cold like the pavement. And then my mind keeps slipping as the time goes missing again. Now if I die tomorrow, the sun gonna rise in the morning. The clouds pass over, the birds still sing. And now my mind keeps slipping as the time goes missing again. Give it away now, leave on a high note. Something I work for, you'll be alright though. Follow the recipe, call it survival. No one can rescue me, I'm the only lifeguard I know. Could have lessened me, or does it even matter? This is a masterpiece, so just above the average. It's a round bottle, I'm sticking to the model. Got a ticket for the lotto, I ain't worried about tomorrow, no. I don't wanna mess it up, test your luck. It's a question of if the world slowed down, could you roll your stone when there's nowhere left to run? Now you speak of my language, that beautiful pain I can't forget. So cold like the pavement, and now my mind keeps slipping as the time goes missing again. Now if I die tomorrow, the sun gonna rise in the morning. The clouds pass over, the birds still sing. And now my mind keeps slipping as the time goes missing again. Now you speak of my language, that beautiful pain I can't forget. So cold like the pavement, and my mind keeps slipping as the time goes missing again. Now if I die tomorrow, the sun gonna rise in the morning. The clouds pass over, the birds still sing. And now my mind keeps slipping as the time goes missing again.
I love that. That is congratulations. Your musical babies are out, the twins.
Oh man, we're so
It's
excited.
on. Thank you.
How is that to take all that time and to put all that together and get it to exactly how you want it, and then it's out?
It's a great feeling.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's when you really know you're good to start something new.
Yeah, like no second guessing, just like we're ready for this, and here you go, world. And who pushes the button? I've always wondered.
Yeah, you know, it's always a great. It's a great.
We've kind of wondered that too, actually. Seems like it's someone different every time.
Right?
It's a great feeling to finally get the songs out. Even though, you know, as like a mixing engineer, I'll hear things where I'll be like, oh, if only I had to change this or change
Oh,
that.
like-
But at the same time, it's like it's like liberating to just have it be done. You know, you're
It's like full stop.
Yeah.
That's it.
and you know, hindsight's 20/20. So it's like, you know, you look back, and you're like, oh, I would have done this different. But you're always going to feel that way about something, and sometimes it's better to just surrender to the fact that, you know, you're just going forward. You know, so.
Like with speaking my language, like how long did that song take from, you know, the initial point to that finish, you know, that full stop where like, here we go, we're done?
It was actually fairly quick. It was a pretty. He came to me with the lyrics and a chord progression.
Yeah, I just got in my car and was driving, and I was like, ooh, the whole first verse and the chorus and everything.
Really?
And then, and then I already
Just
had,
that easy.
I already had like
know,
a keyboard progression and like a drum track that
Mhm.
it matched to, and then I brought it to Dan, and he souped it up, and you know, we really turned it over. But I mean, actually, that one went really fast. So.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, because you know, you sometimes you can't quantify like the quality of a record by the time it takes. It's sometimes it's just like, you know, sometimes they just come out quick. Sometimes they take like a long. Sometimes we go back to a record like 3 or 4 times before we, you know, are like satisfied with it.
Sure.
And then that could come out great too. It's
Exactly.
Just, it's just so dependent on everything.
It's like your favorite child and your problem child.
No, we love them all equally.
Now, was that the case with The Rush as well, the other song that came out today?
The Rush we wrote before we did Speak in My Language, and that was a pretty organic process too. I think that one we had kind of like a beat, and then when MG freestyled some top lines, kind of came up with
You'd
some.
made something. You just made that
Yeah,
beat.
yeah.
I never even heard it before.
Yeah. I think I played him a beat, like actually like had the microphone recording, hit play on the beat. I was like, oh, I think this could be a great thing for Loud City. And so I played him the beat. He had never even heard it, and he just immediate, like his first knee-jerk reaction, wrote the top line, and then we fit lyrics to it, and the rest is history.
That's just so cool. I mean, it sounds amazing to me. Like, I don't know, you know, our brains obviously work in different ways, but the fact that you guys so naturally gravitate towards, you know, being able to layer music and sounds and stuff like that. And, you know, here you are creating songs and they're out into the world, and here this project is, and obviously you get to hang, you know, we get to hang and enjoy your music here tonight. But, you know, for somebody like for the kids that are coming up and they're seeing you guys do this, and obviously, yes, you've put in the work and you've put in the years and you've got the education to do it. But like for the kid that's coming up, and they've got their deck and their thing, what's your advice to them when it comes to making their own kind of music?
You know, just be free with it, and seek inspiration from all sources. Never pigeonhole yourself on one thing. I think keep an open mind, and just always be ready to take in you know, new ideas and new sounds, and also too expose yourself to, you know, aspects of life that are outside of music too, because I think you know, you can bring back what you catch out in the world and bring it back into the studio or wherever your creative space is. And
I think that's one thing too that some people miss as
Great.
musicians too, that you kind of see like they get so into it and they're so focused and their whole life just revolves around music that it kind of starts to get like a little bit insular, and it seems like the creativity and like this, you're like making, you should end up like making music for other musicians after a while, if that makes any sense. And we've seen
Yeah.
kind of people do that, and you're kind of like, ooh, I don't want to fall into that trap. And
Well, no, you want to go out and live a life worth
Yeah, you
writing
totally
songs
do.
about.
it's kind of like that same thing of like the comedians or whatever, that they're on the road for so long that now they're just joking about like airplane food and such. You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like that same kind of thing.
You need to
is
write a
with
song about
musicians.
trout fishing.
it's actually not a bad idea.
I already have.
Yeah, I already have. Yeah. You've already heard it.
Oh, well, then perfect. Excellent.
But yeah,
Thank you so
sometimes-
much.
Sometimes we write things too where it's not just like, you know, I went down to the stream and you know what I mean. It's about it, but it doesn't really say it in
Metaphorically.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Which is always one of my like pet peeves, is when someone asks you like, okay, like I listened to the song, like, well, what's it about? And you're like, well, I just like, you know, painted this whole picture with like melody and words and harmonies and everything.
Yeah.
And now I just have to like dumb it all down for you in like a couple sentences. Like the whole like joy is like listening to the song and being able to pull that out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
the interpretation for the listener could be, you know, a handful of different things. It doesn't have to be like, it's, you know, this song is about, you know, a breakup with my girlfriend. It's like, well, it could be about that, but it could also be about, you know, multiple aspects of life, about
Sure.
hardship, you know, losing somebody you love, whatever, you know.
And
Like
and that's kind of like a lot of our music, I feel, is like true to us, but it is kind of like this open ink blotter test that we want to give to people, that you can kind of see whatever you want to
Well
see in
said.
it. You know what I mean?
I'm afraid of an ink blotter test. I'm not going to lie. But musically, I'm always down. Uh, I love like a good, what was it that VH1 used to do, the whole behind the music or
Oh,
the
yeah.
storytellers, where you do get the stories behind the song. And that's great. But I think when you hear a song for the first time and you have that reaction to it of, oh, this lyric speaks to me, or I've been in this situation, or you feel less alone, I think that's such a much more powerful thing than knowing what the song's about. That I kind of agree with you. Like, I think you kind of leave it up to your own interpretation and just kind of run with it.
Yeah, for sure. So.
But I do like to know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nosy like that.
No, of
Oh, I
course.
know people.
No, there's
people
nothing wrong
love
with that. I mean, people do ask us that question all the time, and it's not like we, get mad at them. But it's definitely like I oftentimes ask them back. Well, what does the song make you feel? They say, "What's this about?" Well, how does it make you feel?
Are you coming for my job, Dan?
I know, right? I promise I'm not.
Okay, good. Because you're very good at what you do. So, you stay over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in
And
my lane. Don't worry.
You stay in your lane, and I'll bring the wine, and we'll merge. It'll be
Hey,
great.
That sounds great. Yeah, we'll come down to Napa and have a toast. It sounds
We
great.
would absolutely love that. I told you it's the fastest hour in music. It goes by so fast. We have time for one more song. What would you
Let's
guys like
do
to
it.
play us?
Perfect.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
we
this
got
is,
just one more.
Yeah, this was the first song we actually dropped as Loud City. So it's called Running the Road.
Beautiful. Thank you. Loud City and the Jam Happy Hour.
Howling at the moon on a Saturday night. I think something's got a hold of me. Now if you get lost, just follow the light. Take what you need, but it's never free. Fast car stuck on the racetrack. Sunshine caught in a West Coast stream. Zodiac stars on a placements of new machines. I started running around. For so long it felt like home. Speeding out of control. Only one way to go. Pushing the gas down to the floor. Caught in the moment, I've been wanting more. No, I can't hear you when the engine roar. No, I can't hear you what you're shouting for. Gotta get away, yeah. I should've left a long time ago. Heard you calling my name. No, it's not the same as it was before. No, it's not the same. Had to see it with my own eyes. If I'm gonna believe. Now everybody got their own price when they find themselves in too deep. Yeah, I know it wasn't nice. Had to light it up, liquor in a paper cup. Last time I seen them, they were smiling, but they fake as fuck. A pair of Pradas in a sea full of piranhas. No, you never know who you can trust. Started running around. For so long it felt like home. Speeding out of control. Only one way to go. Pushing the gas down to the floor. Caught in the moment, I've been wanting more. No, I can't hear you when the engine roar. No, I can't hear you what you're shouting for. Gotta get away, yeah. I should've left a long time ago. Heard you calling my name. No, it's not the same as it was before. No, it's not the same. Oh, no, no, no. No, it's not the same. Oh, no, no, no. Pushing the gas down to the floor. Caught in the moment, I've been wanting more. No, I can't hear you when the engine roar. Oh, no, I can't hear you what you're shouting for. I gotta get away, yeah. I should've left a long time ago. Heard you calling my name. No, it's not the same as it was before. No, it's not the same.
Thank you for joining us.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations on the new music being out with The Rush and Speaking My Language. Congratulations on all the music you guys have been putting out here this year under Loud City, and infinite possibilities to come. That's for sure. I feel like we're here at something like new and exciting.
Yeah, we're ready for it.
Well, if you guys like what you heard tonight, definitely go follow along at Loud City Music, Instagram, the YouTube. They got all the things, and add them onto your playlist and support the music. And hopefully soon we can all get together in Napa and celebrate even more beautiful music. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Hey, yeah,
thank
thank you so much. Yeah, we appreciate the wine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
cheers.
enjoyed
Enjoy.
it. Yeah, we will. We'll drink some tonight. Yeah. Thank you.
For sure.
Beautiful, you guys. Thanks for hanging out in the Jam Happy Hour. Have a beautiful evening.
Hey, you